Just 1 point separates Internazionale and Juventus at the top of the table over in Italy, of course. But what's going to happen when these two sides lock horns? Well, we ain't got long to wait. We're going to take a look at that and much more next. Today we take a look at match number 23 in Italy. That's right, and we'll get to that in a second. If you know where you've been, smash the old subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for Serie A continues, as well as Blackburn Rovers and World Football. We've got it all here, boys, under one rooski. That's right, of course. Been a busy old time over in Serie A. And of course, I'm coming at you still with one game to be played this weekend. But what will, of course, happen this coming weekend? We'll get into it, all of it, in a second. Of course, if you knew where you've been, smash the old subscribe. Your one-stop shop continues here. And again, a big shout out to my VIPs, the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, smash the old button down below. Just getting into the old Super Brew. What's the Super Brew I add? Well, I'll tell you. Oh, it's been a while, guys. It's been a while. So let's get into that to see where we're all at in, of course, the Prediction League. So let's get into it then. First and foremost, a recap of the results this past weekend. So here we go, of course, looking forward, or first and foremost, looking back to those games that did take place this past weekend. So here we go. Where's my mouse? I'm a little bit rusty, but I'm back here in deepest, darkest Georgia. Recapping the matches then, shall we? Of course, mine are on the left. The real deal was on the right. Cagliari, Torino, 1-1 draw in my eyes. 2-1 win it was for Torino on the road. Big win for them. Meanwhile, of course, Atalanta did take care of business against Udinese. 2-0 win there. I went with a 2-0 win myself. Juve, 1-1 draw against Empoli. A bit of a shocker, that one. I went with a 3-0 win myself. Of course, so we'd imagined, of course, a Juventus victory for that one, but denied. Meanwhile, AC Milan against Bologna, 2-2 in the end. I went with the 2-1 win as well for AC Milan, got that wrong. Genoa, 2-1 winners of Lecce, 1-0 win in my eyes, not too shabby there. Of course, Verona with a draw against Frosinone, 1-1, got the one spot on the nose. Monza with a 1-0 win over Sassuolo, also got the one spot on the nose. And of course, Lazio, Napoli, 0-0 in the end. I went with a 2-1 win. Fiorentina did play Inter. It was a 1-0 win for Inter to, of course, regain control of the division. And of course, we are still awaiting Roma against Salernitana, which takes place today. I just don't have the time to do it later on today, so we are going to jump in the deep end, first and foremost, with a recap of the Super Brew. Now, of course, it's been a long time, guys. So let's take a look at the Super Brew then, shall we? Of course, I've decided to bow out. I've not predicted in a long time. So we're going to keep on going, keep the dream alive for everybody who has been doing it, of course. And then next year I'll do, we'll reevaluate next year when the season comes to an end. But this is the state of play for the last round, of course. Maka tops the charts, 14.5 points for him. 26, Jake Harmond, of course, with 12.5. Football Aces with 11.5. This is the leaderboard for the past round of matches, but the overall leaderboard, as it stands, of course, we've still got 1 point to be had. Costas K leads the charge, 253 points for him. Vinny Hong's in second spot. Barcelonista is in third. Now, that top three has remained like that for a while. Footage 7 is up 1 spot. Taya B down 1 spot. Saki's up 1 spot. Of course, a couple of other movers and shakers as well. But of course, I do apologise for the lack of this, but we're hopefully going to get back into it in a bit more regularity now. And again, I will be taking a backseat role, but we'll keep on going with those picks and, of course, how they all look in regards to the Prediction League. So let's take a look at the table then as it stands into our 1 point clear over Juve. Of course, they've played their respective matches for today. They'll be playing some midweek games over in Italy. No, there's not. There's going to be no midweek games. I'm telling a lie. I'm telling a lie to you. Of course, those midweek games will happen another time. But, of course, the Juventus are within striking distance, and they are going to take on Internazionale this weekend to see who will be outright leaders. Inter do have a game in hand, so it's an opportunity to make it really spicy, of course. But we'll get to that in a minute. Going down those Cagliari, of course, Empoli and Salernitana. It is very tight down there, all the way down from 14th to 20th are still in a relegation dogfight. But we'll see about all that when we come back around. Don't forget the Super Brew. The link should be in the description down below, but we are going to get right back into the thick of things. I am still cheaping out a little bit on the prediction stakes. I'm not got the full package here, but we're going to give it a good old shot right here and now by looking forward to the games this coming weekend. And here they are. That's right. Again, regardless, one game going to go on later on today, but we're going to start here with Lecce up against Fiorentina on February the 2nd. That's a Friday, guys. Now, these two sides have played each other 23 times in 1987. We've got 6 wins for Lecce, 9 wins for Fiorentina, 8 draws, of course. The biggest win for Lecce, 4-1 wins, scoring 22 goals in those 23 matches, 0.96 goals a game. Fiorentina, though, 5-0 win, their biggest over Lecce, 35 goals a game as well, 1.52 heading into this one. Fiorentina just one win in 5 now, 42% form for them. They're down to 6, 34 points on the board. But against the Lecce side, who haven't won in the last 6 matches, 5 defeats in the last 6, 8% form for them, and of course down to 14th at the moment with just 21 points. Now these two sides did lock horns at the Via da Mer. Of course, last season it was a 1-1 draw. Of course, Lecce haven't beaten, of course, Fiorentina since November 2019. But the odds right here, right now, we've got Lecce 14-5 for the victory, 21-20 is your Fiorentina, and of course 11-5 is the draw. I'm going to go with a victory for Fiorentina here. 2-0 win for them on the road, making a push again for the top 4. We'll see if they can close it in those numbers as well. Empoli up against Genoa on Saturday, February the 3rd, that's right. Played each other 26 times in 1999. 7 wins for Empoli, 8 wins for Genoa, 11 draws, of course. Empoli 2-0 win, their biggest, scoring 24 goals in total over the course of those 26 matches, 0.92 goals a game. Genoa, though, 8 wins, of course. 3-1 win was their biggest, scoring 27 goals in the 26 matches, 1.04 goals a game. They're on 75% form for them at the moment, of course, unbeaten in at least the last 7 games. Of course, it's a 12th at the moment, 28 points on the board. Empoli, though, 33% form for them right now. Back-to-back games, though, without a loss. They're down to 19th with 17 points at the moment. Now, these two sides did lock horns at the Gallo Castellani. It was a 2-2 draw back in November 2021. In fact, the last 3 matches between these two sides have ended up as a draw, of course. And the bookies have 2-1 for a draw this time around. 90-10 is your Empoli, and 8-5 is your Genoa here. I'm going with another one here. Going with a 1-1 draw, point apiece. I think Genoa will be happier. Empoli, of course, will see this as a missed opportunity. Udinese, they're going to lock horns with Monza as well on Saturday, February the 3rd. Now, these two sides have played just 4 times. Of course, it's 2-1 win apiece and 2 draws, of course. And Udinese, 2-1 win their biggest, scoring 7 goals in those 4 games, 1.75 goals a game. Monza, though, 3-2 win their biggest, also scoring 7 goals in the last 4 games, 1.75 goals a game as well. Monza, 42% form for them right now, 2 wins in the last 6. They're 11th spot right now, 28 points on the board. Against Udinese, 33% form for them right now, 4 games without a win, down to 17th, 18 points on the board, of course, looking for a first win in a while. Now, these two sides did lock horns at the Stadio Friuli last season. It was on the 29th, a match day, 2-2 it was. In fact, back-to-back draws between these two sides heading into this one. The odds here, we have Udinese 27-10 for the victory, 21-10 is, of course, your Monza, who are favoured here. 23-10 is the draw, of course. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Udinese. They need some results. I think they'll get it over the line at just the right time, of course. Frosinone against AC Milan. That's right, coming at you at the Stadio Benito Streppre. Played the 5 times to 2015, 3 for Milan, nothing for Frosinone. There's been 2 draws, of course. Now, Frosinone, 6 goals scored in total over the course of those 5 games, 1.20 goals a game on average. Milan, though, 3-1 win their biggest, scoring 12 goals in the last 5 games with 2.40 goals a game on average. Milan, though, 75% form for them at the moment, just 1 defeat of the last 6. They are third, 46 points on the board. Of course, I think Champions League focus is the priority at the moment. Frosinone, though, survival, of course, their main focus. Back-to-back games, though, without a loss. They're on 25% form, though, heading into this one. Now, these two sides did lock horns at the Stadio Benito Streppre last time around. It was a 0-0 draw. Of course, that was back in Boxing Day 2028. That's right. But the odds right here, right now, we got Frosinone 7-2 for the victory. 10-7 on is your Milan here. 3-1 is, of course, the draw. Back in the away side here. 2-1 for them to maintain their Champions League dreams. Bologna up against Sassuolo on Saturday, February the 3rd. Now, these two sides, again, have played each other 22 times in 2008. 8 wins apiece and 6 draws, of course. The biggest win for Bologna was a 3-0 win, scoring 32 goals in total over the course of those 8 games. 1.45 goals a game on average. Sassuolo, 3-1 win, their biggest, scoring 28 goals as well in the 22 games. 1.27 goals a game on average. They're on 33% form for them at the moment. Just 2 wins in the last 6. They are 15th in the table with 19 points on the board. Bologna flying high right now. Still 7th in the table. 33 points on the board. However, winless in the last 5 games, of course. Now, these two sides did lock horns. The Renato D'Alia, which was, of course, back in November 2022 as a 3-0 win for Bologna, who were unbeaten against Sassuolo over the last 3. In fact, just 1 defeat in the last 6 against them. The odds here for this one, though, Bologna 4-3 on for the victory. 11-4 is your draw. 10-3 is, of course, your away win, which is, of course, Sassuolo. Going to go with a 1-0 win, Bologna, taking the points and, of course, keeping their dreams of European football alive, of course. Next up is Torino. It's Salernitana, who are struggling this match on Sunday, February the 4th. Played each other 15 times since 1997. We've got 7 wins for Torino, 4 for Salernitana, 4 draws, of course. Torino, though, biggest win for them, 4-0 win, scoring 21 goals in those 15 games, 1.40 goals a game on average. Salernitana, though, 2-0 win their biggest. 10 goals scored in the 15 games, 0.67 goals a game on average as well. Salernitana on 25% form for them right now, just 1 win in 6. They are 20th with 12 points on the board, but 25% form for them. 4 defeats on the spin. not looking good for them at the moment. Meanwhile, Torino on 67% form for them right now, just one defeat in the last 6. They are 10th with 31 points on the board as well, of course. These two sides, locking horns at the Stadio Olimpico most recently, was back in April 2023. It was a 1-1 draw. Of course, Torino, though, are unbeaten against them over the last 5. 3 wins. And a couple of draws. 2-1 on for Torino here. 3-1 is the draw. 6-1 is your long shots. That's Santina. Going to go with the hosts here. 2-1 win for them. 3 points in the bag. And again, moving up the ladder they go. Napoli up against Verona on Sunday, February the 4th. Now, these two sides locked horns 30 times since 1996. 17 wins for Napoli, 5 wins for Verona. 8 draws, of course, the biggest win for Napoli. 6-2 wins, scoring 57 goals in those 30 games. 1.90 goals a game on average. Verona, though, 3-1 win, their biggest. 26 goals in those 30 matches. 0.87 goals a game heading into this one. 42% form for Verona right now. 2 wins the last 6. They are 16th with 18 points on the board. Up against the Napoli side on 50% form for them right now, winning 2, losing 2, and drawing 2. They're down to 9th in the table with 32 points on the board as well. Last time around, they're over in Naples. It was a 0-0 draw back in April 2023. In fact, the home side hasn't won this game since Verona beat Napoli in Verona back in January 2021. So the home side not favoured here. So 94 on, though. Of course, the bookies are back in Napoli here. 10-3 is the draw. 30-2 is, of course, your away win here. We're back in Napoli as well. 2-0 win for them. They've got to start turning up here, as they are, of course, champions still for another, 5 months, 4 months, something like that. But, of course, the bubble is about to burst. Atalanta up against Lazio, one of the games of the day, coming at you on Sunday, February the 4th. These two sides played each other 52 times in 1993. We've got 15 wins for Atalanta. We've got 24 wins for Lazio. We've got 13 draws as well. Biggest win for Atalanta, 4-1 win, scoring 60 goals in those 52 games, 1.15 goals a game on average. Lazio, 5-1 win, their biggest. 79 goals scored in 52 games, 1.52 goals a game. Lazio under Sarri, of course, 75% form for them right now. Back-to-back games, though, without a win. They are 5th with 34 points on the board. Up against the Atalanta side, who are 4th, 36 points on the board. They are 92% form for them right now, winning 6 of the last, when I say 6, 5 of the last 6. Haven't lost in the last 7 games at home as well. They did play each other last season, back in October 2022. It was a 2-0 win for Lazio, of course, who've just lost once of the last 6 against them. That was back in Rome last season. Of course, the odds here for this one, we have even Stevens is your Atalanta, 14-5 is your Lazio, 12-5 is your draw, of course. Going to go with a 2-2 draw here, points apiece. I think Lazio will be happy. Atalanta, with their form, will be looking to get wins at the moment. Meanwhile, we kick on forward with another zinger. It is the zinger. It's Internazionale up against Juventus, coming at you at the Giuseppe Meazza. Now, these two sides have played each other 75 times since 1983. We've got 18 wins for Inter, 33 wins for Juventus, 24 draws, of course. Inter, 4-2 win, their biggest, scoring 93 goals in those 75 games, 1.24 goals a game. Juve, though, 3-0 win, their biggest, 115 goals scored in 75 matches, 1.53 goals a game. 92% form, though, for Juventus right now. Of course, 5 wins in the last 6. They are second with 53 points on the board. Up against the Inter, also on 92% form for them right now. 5 wins on the spin. They are top of the table with 54 points on the board. Last time around, though, over in Milan, it was a 1-0 win for Inter back in March 2023. They're actually unbeaten against them over the last 3 matches, a couple of draws and a win to boot. The odds here for this one, we got Inter 65 on for the victory, 7-2 is Juventus, and 5-2 is, of course, the draw. And that's what I'm going with. I'm going to go with another 2-2 draw, point in the bag for both of them, and it will leave us as you were at the top of the table. And then wrapping up is Roma against Cagliari, of course, on Monday, February the 5th. Now, again, Roma are in action tonight, recording this ahead of time on Monday, the 29th of Jan. Played each other 48 times in 1993, 25 wins for Roma, 10 wins for Cagliari, and 13 draws, of course. Roma, 5-1 win, their biggest, scoring 93 goals in 48 matches, 1.94 goals a game. Cagliari, though, 5-1 win, their biggest, also 66 goals scored in 48 matches, 1.38 goals a game. Cagliari under Ranieri, 33% form for them right now, just 1 win in 6. They are 18th in the table with 18 points on the board. Up against the Roma side now under Daniel Del Rossi, 2 wins on the spin, now 58% form for them over the last 6. They are in 8th with 32 points on the board. Last time around, they're over in Roma. It was a 1-0 win for Roma back in January 2022. They've won 3 on the spin against Cagliari, just 1 defeat in the last 5. The bookies, though, we have 5-2 is your Roma here. We have, what we're looking at, we have 29 on is your Roma. 3-1 is, of course, the draw. And 13-2 is, of course, Cagliari here. We were going to back, of course, Roma. Might not be Mourinho anymore, but, of course, De Rossi should have enough in the tank to win this one. 2-1 win. In the end, guys, that's, of course, my take. And, of course, and if I am right, this is what the table will look something like this. Remember, Roma are in action tonight. But, of course, if they win that one, they would also could potentially be up to 4th in the table, which, of course, would be what they're after, and that is Champions League. But Inter remain top of the charts with Juventus, Milan, and then Atalanta. Then going down, Cagliari, Empoli, and Salernitana. And that, of course, is my take. Make sure you smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up, smash the little bell. We'll go again, guys, very, very soon. We're back to normal, hopefully. You keep on predicting in the Super League. We'll see who comes out on top with that one. But until then, see you later. Until then, subscribe.